Tonight on News 5 Live, last-minute travel advice for those heading to Mexico this Easter. Mama Manatee killed near Marine Parade. Orphan calf may be struggling to survive. And the effort continues to collect signatures to support a referendum on the cannabis bill. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special Smart Stream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with Smart Stream.
Why where they go on, G?
Why you hustle here to live the good life?
I notice. Look like you're a big time resort there.
Why you was something like that?
Enjoy vacation vibes from the comfort of your backyard with fantastic discounts on pools, beach accessories, and more. Only at Benny's.
Wait, why you get all anything in your backyard at Benny's? Boy, look like I forgot shop at Benny's today.
Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, April 13th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. A concerted effort led by the churches to obtain an additional 5,000 signatures needed to satisfy the threshold of registered voters in order to trigger a referendum on the cannabis legalization is making significant headway. The church's referendum team is confident that it will garner the remaining names in the days ahead, despite the position taken by the Minister of New Growth Industries that their attempt is belated. This morning in Belize City, Pastor Louis Wade, the face of the ongoing campaign, made his rounds to convince the voting public why a referendum on such a controversial issue is necessary. At News 5, he began by responding to the minister's claim that the churches were indeed consulted.
The minister wanted us as the church to edit the bill and to make suggestions to it. But there is no way that the church can support legalization in the form that the bill prescribes it. So what they wanted to do is to hear recommendations. They were not interested in hearing that we were opposed to it. So the minister and his team, whenever they checked with us individually, because there was no consultation, we keep telling them, don't do it. Or if you will do it, at least take it to the people first. So they kept ignoring us all the way through. There were no consultations, none with NIAB. They have nothing to show where they invited us. I have said on record again, give us the date, give us the letter, show the people where you attempted to do any kind of consultation. They did not. Now that we are on the streets and hearing the stories, we can understand why they don't want a referendum. We can understand why he is pretending that it is too late, or that we have come to the... We understand his arguments. We have lawyers too. But at the end of the day, the voice of the people needs to be heard on this issue, and that is what the church is set on doing, to trigger a referendum where the people can clearly register their assent or dissent. We felt from the very beginning that because government seemed a little bit hell-bent on moving in this direction, that at some point in time we would have asked them for a referendum. We asked, they ignored us, and so now we are in that process of triggering with the 20,000 voters. I am very hopeful, very optimistic, but I have to admit that it is very hard work. It is very hard work.
So what is the count on the number of signatures obtained thus far? According to Pastor Wade, a second tally has not been conducted since the most recent figures were made public on Tuesday.
The task force did a preliminary count Monday night, and we were glad that we were able to surpass the 13,000 mark by just a few votes. And we looked at what we needed to do within our second time frame, and so we came up with 5 and 5, which is 5,000 votes in 5 days. And so that is where we are right now. We have not done a second count. I can only say that if you divide 5,000 into 5, you're looking at about 1,000 per day, and we met that margin yesterday. So we are halfway through today, and I have not heard from any of the guys. I have actually come up to Belize City. We have to do what the politicians do, what they call stomping. So I'm visiting several locations, just encouraging the petitioners, because they're all doing it for free, and just sharing with them stories and examples. This is a pure people's movement. The church is really made out of people, and it's about empowering and encouraging people to have a voice. So from the very beginning, the church was uncertain where the nation is on this issue. We were certain where the church is on the issue. And so knowing where the people stand on the issue is important, because the church has to minister, be it north side, south side, to individuals who are just casual users or people who are addicted.
Pastor Wade also addressed what he sees as the economic risks associated with the cannabis bill.
there is a cost to legalization of marijuana, and we don't think that the country is ready to pay it. The former Prime Minister has actually come on record very clearly on the de-risking and economic issue. Lord Michael Ashcroft has tweeted, he is the largest banker in this country. This man is recognized worldwide. His comments, along with the former Prime Minister's comments, shows that the church is not barking up the wrong tree. So there is a cost to legalization that we believe Belize can't pay. There is a cost to trying to trigger a referendum against a very popular supermajority government. And I am telling you, they are using every trick in the book, including deception, by helping people to think that it is too late or that deadlines have gone. It is nothing but deception. But the people who are close to this issue understand both the ramifications as well as the internal timelines that we have set. It is a matter of urgency, and so the people have responded as such. Historically, there has never been a 1 week obtaining of so many people signing and voicing their opinion on any issue. And I really want the government to hear the voice of the people. I don't just want to hear it in a referendum. I would really want them to hear what 13,000 signatures in 5 days should be telling them.
Violence continues in Mahogany Heights Village. Tonight, 15-year-old Trayson Gibson is hospitalized after a gunman shot him to the shoulder and abdomen. The frightening part about this incident is that Gibson was inside his home watching TV with his 17-year-old brother when he was shot. Reports are that the gunman entered the house through the back door and fired shots in Trayson's direction, then fled the scene. Police are now looking for one named suspect. Since April 8th, there have been 2 separate murders in the village. The increasing incidents of gun violence, reportedly fueled by gang rivalry and drugs, have residents concerned. During our trip to the community today, most residents spoke off record about their fear of being identified and targeted. One woman, however, told us off camera that what she fears most is for the safety of her children.
Well, my only concern is that the safety of my children and our children growing up. I just want for everybody, children else mine, growing up in a safe society or environment where I go, go on a friend, play, hang up on the street instead of have to be out there and in a constant fear, and then bullet to fly and then they get hit, and then sorry can't make your picnic, and then for the crime rate, well, I just think they need for their more serious severe penalty for a boy, except they get a bail. Just lock them up. If they want serious crime, I think they should just lock them up and make them do the time or get a death penalty.
The Gibson's family has put out an appeal for A-negative or O-negative blood donations. You can contact the family at 663-4154 if you would like to assist. A man from Curzal was found dead in an abandoned house in Chinooks. Reports are that the body was found on Tuesday morning and later identified as 19-year-old Angel Gabriel Baptiste, a fisherman of the village. His bicycle was also found at the house with damage to the frame and scrapes on the side. Police investigations indicate Baptiste had returned from a fishing trip and began to socialize with his brother-in-law at a shop. They reportedly got into a fight over money. Baptiste left the fight, but it resumed sometime later at the brother-in-law's house, and the two had to be separated. He left for home, but may have gone out again. That was the last time he was seen alive. Police are investigating. Coming up, Chetumal and beyond. Belizeans head north off the border for Easter. Details when we return.
What does electrification mean to Toyota? Everything. Toyota is driven by the freedom to go anywhere, and this mentality is clear in the diversity of its electrified vehicle lineup. Whether in the around-town efficiency or off-road performance of a hybrid, the perfect blend of gasoline and electric driving of a plug-in, the technologically advanced hydrogen-powered fuel cell, or a zero-emissions all-battery electric vehicle. Toyota, electrify your drive with a powertrain for all.
Santiago Castillo Limited encourages you to drink responsibly. And for this Easter, party with Magnum and Campari. That's right, Magnum and Campari will be at every party this Easter. Starting from Saturday, April 16, Gillis Poorhouse in San Pedro, Barefoot Beach Bar in Placencia, Alaya Rooftop in San Pedro, and LL School Spot in Hopkins. Sunday, April 17th, Barefoot Beach Bar in Placencia, Dangriga Beach Southside, Alaya Poolside in San Pedro, Gillis Poorhouse in San Pedro, and Monday, April 18th, Dangriga Beach Southside. Remember this Easter, party with Magnum and Campari. Drink responsibly. Distributed by Santiago Castillo Limited.
Congrats to all our Easter winners of BEL's Customer Rewards. A winner was chosen from each service area. Barbara Blades from Belize City, Sarita Lewis from Belmopan, Paulette Pierce from Corozal, Manuel Kakan from Dangriga, Hilton Rodriguez from Ladyville, Rigoberta Peck from Independence, Stephanie McFadden from Orange Walk, Vidalia Espinoza from Punta Gorda, Jacob Wolf from San Ignacio, and Jesus Oba from San Pedro. All won an Easter package that includes a 13-foot portable pool with pump, a Coleman portable grill, an Igloo cooler, and a $200 grocery voucher. Look out for the next BEL's Customer Rewards in 2022 for more chances to win.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At Digi Business, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
Towering above us, they give us oxygen and food, tools and shelter, and create some of the most biodiverse habitats on Earth. As the biggest plants on the planet, trees are important for life. In fact, research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows down, and your stress levels plummet. In Belize, we are blessed to have 60% of our national territory under forest cover and nearly half of our national territory safeguarded in the form of protected areas. Protected areas are safe havens that preserve our forests and jungles of Belize from mass destruction and extraction, or as it's known, deforestation. And as Belize's population increases, it's opening a gateway for unsustainable rural land use. Logging and farming also significantly contributes to deforestation. We need healthy forests, as they absorb carbon dioxide and other harmful gases from the atmosphere. So without them, the rate of climate change accelerates and greenhouse gases in the atmosphere increases. Without forests, soil would wash away, leaving behind a barren wasteland where no crops will grow, forcing farmers to move on and repeat this destructive cycle elsewhere. Like kidneys, trees control the flow and use of water by catching rain and slowly releasing it into rivers and streams or into groundwater below, which protects us from flooding. As the heart and lungs of the world, trees power and sustain ecosystems. They offer habitation both above and below the ground to numerous insects and bigger animals alike. By providing food and shelter, Belize's forests and jungles support life and rich biodiversity. Without trees, what will be left of our jewel? We must work together to combat the unsustainable use of land and illegal logging. We encourage you to preserve existing forest ecosystems and to support protected areas. A message from APAMO, the voice of Belize's protected areas.
The Easter holidays are upon us, and with the borders open, a lot of Belizeans will be traveling to various destinations in Mexico. News 5 confirmed today that in excess of 20,000 Belizeans are expected to head north during the next few days. But there are some changes travelers need to be aware of at the Santa Elena crossing. Belizean ambassador to Mexico, Oscar Arnold, that is, spoke of what you should have on hand when traveling beyond Chetumal, especially if you are in a private vehicle.
One of the changes that Belizeans will see is when they approach the customs area at the border, they will see that it is manned by their military. So there's another layer there when you're crossing the border for Belizeans to take into consideration is that there's like a Baja agricultural checkpoint, Senesica, and they're checking to see if anyone is bringing anything, fruits or agriculture related. Then you will do your immigration, your normal immigration check. There's quite a queue that builds up there. So whoever is traveling, please take that into consideration that you have to allot the amount of time there so that you can process and get processed and cross the border. And then after that immigration, then it's the customs area where, like I said, it's the military now that is in charge of that area to do the inspections and so forth. And then you get to the area where you have to get the vehicle sprayed. One of the main things that they said that people weren't doing was getting the Mexican insurance for their vehicle. And they were explaining that if you were driving in and around in Chetumal, it wouldn't be necessary, but there is a law that governs in Mexico that whenever you're on any of the highways that are federally controlled, that you should have Mexican insurance. And so that is one of the things that I would want to urge Belizeans to look into getting that Mexican vehicle insurance if you're going to be transiting or driving anywhere in Mexico over the holidays. The second thing that they said that they saw that usually gets people into issues is when you're driving a vehicle that is not registered in your name. Ensure that the certificate of registration is there, that you have a letter authorizing you as the driver to be the person driving or conducting that vehicle, as well as maybe a copy of the passport or an ID of the owner of the vehicle. This is just so that they know that you have permission to be using that vehicle across the border.
While restrictions have been eased on either side of the border, COVID is still real. Ambassador Oscar Arnold cautions Belizean travelers to Mexico to remain vigilant, practice social distancing, and follow mask-wearing measures.
People are still dying from this virus and are still contracting the virus. While the numbers are way down and have been trending down, I still want to encourage Belizeans to please use the best practices that we've come to know: social distancing, sanitization, wearing your mask properly. It's not mandated in Mexico and in some of the other states, but they will insist that you wear your mask. One, there are sanitizing stations in almost every building that you go into, restaurant, bars, and so on, hotels. So continue to do that. The pandemic is still with us. And I would hate to think that somebody would, on their vacation that they should be enjoying, would contract the virus. Enjoy your holidays, but be responsible at the same time, responsible for your health and your family's health. Do the best practices. We know what they are. Like I said, wearing your mask, sanitize your hands frequently, don't touch your face, and also make sure that you practice social distances as much as possible as you can.
Speaking of Belizeans heading north into Mexico, recently there was a group of Belizeans, including some notorious figures, sent back to Belize after they were trying to illegally transit Mexico to get to the U.S. Reports are that quite a few alleged gang members are now living in the United States, having taken a similar route. And while this is part of a larger regional irregular migrant flow, Ambassador Oscar Arnold says that currently there are 7 Belizeans in detention centers in Mexico awaiting repatriation.
That's another item that has been a hot topic issue. We do have a few Belizeans still in detention centers awaiting repatriation back to the country. But what has happened in the more global context is that we know that migration and irregular migration has become an issue and is a huge issue for the region. With all the migrants coming from the South America, Central America, and trying to get northwards. There's been a little bit increased surveillance and vigilance on the Guatemalan-Mexican border. And what we've seen over the past few months is that these individuals and the people who are making money off these individuals to try to get them northwards are looking for other routes. And Belize, lamentably, has become one of those routes to try to bring people through. And so what we've seen, especially on this side of the border, is that the Mexicans have put up strategic checkpoints in different areas along these routes to check for documentation, to check for illegal immigrants. And so that is the web that has been catching or identifying these individuals. And so it's not as easy, and there may be a few people who slip through, but they have a great surveillance system in identifying and tracking and checking to make sure that these people don't get further northwards.
Ambassador Arnold says those detained are awaiting verification of their passports or social security documents. After that information is received from Belmopan, Mexican authorities will be notified and the repatriation process then begins. Today, while with Belize's ambassador to Mexico, Oscar Arnold, we asked about the official visit by Andrés Manuel López Obrador to Belize sometime next month. It's a regional tour with a stop in Belize before he heads to Cuba. Ambassador Arnold couldn't disclose much, but says that logistical details are well underway for the presidential visit.
Legwork, the planning for all of the logistics of that is still ongoing. We are so happy that President Obrador chose Belize as one of the countries to visit. He's not known for many international visits, and this is kind of his first tour. He'll be touring other Central American countries, and when he leaves Belize, he then also goes on to Cuba. So we're happy that we will play host to him. I believe that there will be a bilateral that will be set up between him and Prime Minister John Briceño. The Mexicans have always been very supportive of us, of our independence, and also have been a great part in restarting our economy. We do enjoy friendly relationships with them. We've been able to advance the relationship that we've had since I've been here in Mexico. And so we look forward to that visit, and we look forward to him having a great time in Belize as well, come May.
Recently, representatives from Belize and Quintana Roo, Mexico, engaged in a 3-day investment exchange program. The aim was to create economic opportunities for both countries and assist Mexico with tapping into the CARICOM market. The exchange is a follow-up to a summit that took place in Cancun.
It was very clear that there is high interest from Mexico in Belizean opportunities, opportunities arising from collaboration, from increasing trade and commerce with Mexico. And so this investment exchange program is a follow-up to that, whereby the Secretaría de Desarrollo Económico de Quintana Roo invited a Belizean delegation to go across to experience some of what Quintana Roo has to offer as a neighboring state, both in terms of investment opportunities as well as opportunities for import and export, basically to increase trade between the two countries.
To find a way of how we could complement each other, both in Belize and in Quintana Roo, so as to to grow the industrial sectors and the agricultural sector, and also the tourism sector in both countries. To be specific, the industrial park in Quintana Roo sees an opportunity where they could use Belize to actually sell some of their products and some of their intermediate goods by finishing the product within Belize, value adding it and selling it to CARICOM and other countries in which we have special trade agreements with.
When we talk about improving trade and commerce arrangements, increasing the volumes that go between countries and creating opportunities, attracting investment, it's at the end of the day job creation. For a long time it's been said that we're the gateway to CARICOM, and Mexico is definitely seeing the value in that. And so definitely it's something that we can look forward to as we proceed with different discussions and investment attraction efforts.
After the break, what can you do if the police stop and search you? An attorney tells you you're right. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Limited encourages you to drink responsibly, and for this Easter, party with Magnum and Campari. That's right, Magnum and Campari will be at every party this Easter. Starting from Saturday, April 16, Gillis Poorhouse in San Pedro, Barefoot Beach Bar in Placencia, Alaya Rooftop in San Pedro, and LS Cool Spot in Hopkins. Sunday, April 17th, Barefoot Beach Bar in Placencia, Dangriga Beach Southside, Alaya Poolside in San Pedro, Gillis Poorhouse in San Pedro, and Monday, April 18th, Dangriga Beach Southside. Remember this Easter, party with Magnum and Campari. Drink responsibly. Distributed by Santiago Castillo Limited.
In the moments that matter the most, for your health and well-being, when the choice is yours, choose the brand you have always trusted. Crystal Water. Taste you can trust.
Todo beliceño merece tener una conexión de internet de calidad, rápida y confiable en su hogar. Para clases en línea y trabajo desde casa, es la nueva forma de vida. DigiNet es el proveedor número 1 de servicio de fibra óptica, impulsando la transición digital de Belice. Y ahora nuestro servicio de DigiNet es aún más accesible con nuestro nuevo plan de entrada. Por tiempo limitado, tú y tu familia pueden disfrutar de 20 megabits por segundo por solamente $49 mensuales. No más clases perdidas ni reuniones virtuales interrumpidas. Te está costando mucho tiempo y dinero. DigiNet es mejor que cualquier opción de cable o servicio inalámbrico. Visita cualquier Digistore hoy y suscríbete para la conexión más rápida y confiable de Internet para el hogar en Belice. Ven a ver lo que te has estado perdiendo. El mismo servicio de fibra de alta calidad, rápido y confiable, ahora a un precio aún más bajo. Para más información, visita www.livedigi.com/DigiNet. Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional.
I am proud to be a Belizean.
I've always enjoyed the different flavors of my country. Every nook and cranny has its own unique taste.
Our history, rich with culture, We've come so far since our independence. Our flag, rivers, mountains, our people, diverse and strong.
Looking back, I am proud and honored. We must continue to preserve and conserve our culture and country for the next generation.
This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
My parents always said, when it's time to build, invest in quality products that last a lifetime, even if it means paying a little more. It is now my turn to invest in my own home, and it's not even a question. It has to be Oran Windows. My contractor recommends Oran because of the heavy-duty construction, the thickest gauge blades on the market, and the dual locks that allow lower louvers to close independently for privacy while the top remains open for airflow. These features make Oran aluminum louver windows the best on the market.
With Oran aluminum louver windows, you get strength, durability, and beauty with an added layer of security and protection against debris and damaging winds. Come in and check out the variety of sizes and colors at Design Depot, located at Mile 3 Philip Goldson Highway in Belize City.
As we reported earlier this week, bus fares from district to district will be increased by $1 maximum if you are going farther than 25 miles and take a bus that is heading directly to your destination. But if you need to catch 2 different buses to take you to where you're going, the price you pay will go up by more than that $1. The new fares come as part of an improved transportation system that the Ministry of Transport is introducing. Marian Ali spoke with President of the Belizean Bus Association today and filed a report on the changes.
The price increases that bus operators got from the government was just a fraction of what they were asking for. So the government offered the bus operators a subsidy to ease the burden.
Initially, when we were doing our consultation, we had discussed the bus fares, but when it went to cabinet, when they look at it, in some areas you'll be seeing an increase as much as maybe $3, and which would have been a bit hard on commuters. So what the government did, cabinet did was they gave us a fuel subsidy for the next 6 months. That's all right, cut half of that expense that would be going to the commuters.
The way the new price hike is calculated is as follows. Passengers traveling to locations within a 12-mile distance will pay 25 cents more than what they are currently paying. Those going anywhere between 13 and 25 miles will pay 50 cents more, and people going further than 25 miles will pay $1 more than what they are currently paying. These prices are for regular and express runs. But where travelers will pay $2 more is if they have to change buses midway to reach their destinations, as Shaw explains.
More than likely, yes, you'd see that the commuter will have to pay that leg because it's not one bus company. If that company, it was the same company that was going to Dangriga, then they'll just do a transfer.
Shaw said that the new bus permits they will receive that will be valid for up to 10 years places a responsibility on bus operators to upgrade their fleet of buses.
The regulating body, which is the government, they issue the permits, and at the same time, the association will say, well, this is what, and I sit at the board as well, so whenever we have meetings, I let the operators know this is what is coming. So if you guys do not really meet the demands, then you'll be left behind.
Then is when the permits can be revoked?
Well, the permit would be revoked. The permit can be revoked, but there's no way somebody would give you a contract and revoke it a week after. So the thing is that you have to bring in the bus, you have to have the bus first, then you'll be getting that permit. They don't give you the permit before you have the bus.
How real is it that these new buses will be here by December?
Well, as I said, it's a phasing out period. The minister said, well, come June, then they extend it to December. But as I said, it's not the snap of a finger. Everything takes time. And it will be a phasing out. You start with, everybody, you start creeping, then you start walking. As I said, after December, it can maybe even push on further on, maybe in 2023.
Shaw said when the new system is in place, overcrowding will also be addressed.
We have the biggest operator in the South, which is James Busland. He has been working on a program as the same as the new bus company for Floralia. Now they have these machines. They want it where you would be able to buy a ticket online, and you cannot sell more than what the bus, if the bus hold, the capacity is 40, you cannot sell more than what that bus is supposed to carry. So all of that is in place. But as I said, when it comes to that, it's a progress because what he mentioned is that he has been working on this thing for years. And he is almost at the point now where he can actually put it out there where you don't really have to go to the terminal to buy a ticket. You can actually buy it online.
When that system comes on stream, there will still be ticket sales at the terminal for passengers who prefer to buy in person or don't have internet access. Shaw said the new system will also eliminate overcrowding. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Striking a balance between a police officer's right to prevent and detect crime and a citizen's right to freedom of movement and privacy has never been more important. This morning, attorney-at-law Leslie Mendez made an appearance on Open Your Eyes, where she addressed the topic ahead of the Easter holiday. In one of her responses, Mendez noted officers should be prepared to be respectful even to difficult citizens.
You do have a right to ask for the reasons of the search, and the police officers are supposed to be able to provide those to you. One of the things that you need to keep in mind is that so long as you are just asking these questions and not obstructing police's capacity to actually do their work, then you should be fine. There are things that we can recommend about how to interact and to engage with police, but those aren't things that, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that it's strange to frame the question of like how to or what's the right way of interacting with police or the wrong way of interacting with police. Because the fact of the matter is that, let's say even if somebody is a little bit abrasive or disrespectful, and I'm not talking about physical violence here. I think nonetheless, if the police wants to engage with citizens in a way, they have to be prepared to be respectful, even to difficult citizens, right?
While an officer may not feel compelled to give their reason for a search or their name, they have an obligation to do so. Attorney Leslie Mendez suggested that educational campaigns should be reframed to inform police officers of what they cannot do.
It's always kind of strange, these how-tos of, I think it's extremely important to generate a lot of legal literacy within our community, know your rights campaigns. That's always very useful. But ultimately, it's not 100% or, I mean, the power that you have of how somebody else acts, it's very little. And so the idea of trying to give an impression that the citizens sort of control how the police approaches them based on the level of their education it's not really it's not very accurate, and it's not very fair.
Okay.
I think that these sorts of campaigns, maybe we should start to reframe it to kind of speak to the police and tell the police what they cannot do. Right?
Okay.
Because I can go ahead and I can ask the police, why you search me?
Yeah.
And they will tell me that I have a business. You can ask so many things. It's whether you get the response. So what I would say is that the police have an obligation to give civilians, especially persons that they are searching and interacting with, their name, their rank, their identification. They have an obligation to provide to them the reasons for the search. In fact, have an obligation to let them know what are their rights. But it is true what Greg just mentioned and what you just mentioned, which is there is a pattern of police officers becoming very annoyed when you start asking questions.
An apparent mutiny is taking place at the Belmopan City Council, where a majority of the councillors have expressed serious concerns with the management style of Mayor Sharon Palacio. The discord within the administration has been brought to the attention of the Ministry of Local Government. After several failed attempts at bringing both parties together to resolve the issue, the ministry is proceeding with the installation of a financial controller. News 5 spoke with Minister of Local Government, Oscar Requena, who told us at a meeting that a meeting has been scheduled for this evening to further address the concerns raised by the embattled mayor and her councillors.
On April 7, 2022, a special meeting was called by myself, resulting from claims by councillors that the council was still not operating and not being administered in accordance with the Act and in compliance with the agreements made at the February 16, 2022 meeting. I presented a draft terms of reference for a financial controller. I must clarify that at that meeting, the mayor did not participate. The mayor and one councillor. We had 5 other councillors that had participated. Okay, on April the 6th, the mayor wrote to the minister to indicate decision not to attend the April 7th meeting. And then today, I am convening a special meeting to finalize the terms of reference for the financial controller. As the minister responsible for local government, I am empowered by Section 23A of the Belmopan City Council to appoint, after consultation with the Belmopan City Council, a financial controller to oversee the financial affairs of the council and may direct that all disbursements from the Belmopan City Council fund above a pre-approved limit be certified by the financial controller for it to be valid. It is important that the residents of Belmopan and the listening public understand that as the minister responsible for local government, we have been working very closely with the Belmopan City Council, including the mayor and the councillors, along with our local government director or CEO. We have been working diligently to try to see if we can bring the parties together to resolve their issues. Unfortunately, it seems that the challenges continue at the City Council, and I must say that in the interest of serving the residents of Belmopan and in the interest of ensuring that the council adheres to the mandates that they were given at that election, it is important for the Ministry of Local Government to intervene.
According to Minister Requena, who is in receipt of a letter written by Mayor Palacio on April 6th, notwithstanding the appointment of a financial controller, the head of the city will retain her responsibilities at City Hall.
I understand that you are in receipt of a letter that was written to you by Mayor Palacio, a rather strongly worded letter. Can you comment to the way forward in respect of what she has brought to your attention as the minister?
Well, I think it's important that I clarify certain issues. One of the main issues that she raises in the letter is that she was never afforded an opportunity, to respond to the concerns raised by the councillors. And I want to say categorically that is not so, because as I had outlined earlier, we had a meeting on February 16, 2022, at which Mayor Palacio participated along with all our councillors. The issues were raised at the meeting. We discussed them. She gave a commitment and undertaking that she would work with her councillors to, rectify those issues. And that's where we left that. And unfortunately, for her to say now that he was not given a fair chance is not so. the way forward really is that we have given, the process an opportunity, and it seems that, they are unable to really, put aside their differences and come together, to work in the best interest of the residents of Belmopan. Here we have a situation where councillors have raised several issues. The mayor has also raised concerns. We have brought them together to the table. We thought that by bringing them together and also by them undertaking that they would work together to resolve their issues, that would have been done. Unfortunately, that has not happened, and we have a duty. We are bound by our responsibility as the Ministry of Local Government, who has direct oversight and responsibility for municipalities, to intervene, and that is what we are doing. We are now at the point where we are going to move ahead with the installation of a financial controller to oversee the overall financial affairs and management of the day-to-day running of the council. That is not to say that the mayor will not be the mayor. The mayor will continue to be the mayor. She will have responsibility as the mayor, but when it comes to the concerns that has been raised by the councillors in terms of the hires and the management and financial control of the council, we will assign that responsibility to the financial controller.
Just ahead, Manatee man Jamal Galvez needs the public's help to rescue a manatee calf after its mother was killed by a boat.
Got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul.
What does electrification mean to Toyota? Everything. Toyota is driven by the freedom to go anywhere, and this mentality is clear in the diversity of its electrified vehicle lineup. Whether in the around-town efficiency or off-road performance of a hybrid, the perfect blend of gasoline and electric driving of a plug-in, the technologically advanced hydrogen-powered fuel cell, or a zero-emissions all-battery electric vehicle. Toyota, electrify your drive with a powertrain for all.
Hola usuario de eCash, la aplicación eCash está disponible en español. Cambiar el idioma de tu aplicación de eCash de inglés a español es rápido y sencillo. Déjame mostrarte cómo se hace. Primero, abre tu aplicación eCash. Introduce tu PIN. Toca el icono More en la parte inferior de tu pantalla. Selecciona Security. Selecciona Language. Y luego selecciona Spanish. Vuelve a introducir tu PIN y ya está. Tu aplicación de eCash está ahora en español y puedes seguir disfrutando de tu cartera digital eCash. La aplicación eCash de Belize Bank te hace la vida más fácil.
Single-use plastics. As the name suggests, these are any plastic products that were intended to be used only once before being thrown away. Some examples of single-use plastics are plastic knives, forks and spoons, plastic straws, plastic bags, and styrofoam containers, styrofoam trays, cups, and plates. These are especially harmful to the environment because it makes up about 80% of the garbage in the oceans and kills 100,000 marine animals each year. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special Smart Stream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with Smart Stream.
A large female manatee was killed on Tuesday near Larissa Restaurant on Marine Parade. Even before a necropsy was performed, there were visible large cut wounds to the head and upper right shoulder of the mammal, an apparent fracturing of the skull and broken ribs. The team at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Research Institute says that the manatee was killed instantly when it was struck by a boat whose captain most certainly felt the impact, but failed to report the incident.
Our team went out to do the assessment and they did find a large female manatee. After the assessment, we recognized that it was hit by a boat. It had open wounds, severe open wounds in the head and head and back area, penetrating organs and even cracking the skull. That manatee definitely died upon impact. So everybody wants to go to Key, everybody wants to be out on the boat, and I don't blame them. We have a beautiful country, but also we want to make sure that they're cognizant of this concern. I know right now the country has been seeing a lot of high winds, and especially these water taxis are using these islands to shelter along their path to and from the islands to the Keys. But unfortunately, that is also the place that manatees are using to shelter as well, because manatees try to stay in shallow, calm waters, which is likely behind these islands. And if these boats are going to be using these areas, it's likely that they're going to hit a manatee. But the concern is that the boat that hit this manatee definitely knew that they hit it, considering the impact that we've seen from the boat scars that we're observing. And it's sad that nobody had reported it. We also want to remind them that manatees are protected under the Fisheries Act, and failure to report these incidents has penalties, and we're asking people to give us an opportunity to respond, to provide the care that if these incidents were to happen. No?
The program coordinator for the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Research Institute says that they are concerned about the orphan manatee calf that remains exposed to the potential dangers after this mother manatee's death.
After a careful assessment, the team identified that the animal was actually lactating, it's producing milk. So the concern is now that there's an orphan calf somewhere out there in need of rescuing. So now we're pleading to the public, people that are traversing, walking, exercising, or on boat within that area, within the Marine Parade and the Junkie areas, to be on the lookout for a lone calf. And if spotted, if they can immediately report it to the Fisheries Department or the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Research Institute, so that we can try our best to rescue and provide the much needed care for a calf if it is that case now. Correct. A calf is very dependent on its mother for survival. Mother provides a sustenance in form of milk. They don't have any teeth at that age, so they'll take milk from their mama. The mother teaches the calf where to go to shelter, where to go to get fresh water. So everything that calf knows is taught by its mother. So being separated from its mother prevent a significant hurdle for this manatee to climb. And now it's dependent on us human beings to intervene and try to provide the best possible care and give this calf another opportunity at life now.
This is the second manatee to be killed since the beginning of the year, which compared to the stats from previous years is an improvement. But with the resurgence of the tourism industry and more activities on the water, Jamal Galvez fears that more deaths are coming. The Belize women's national team finished third in its group in CONCACAF's World Cup elimination rounds. On Tuesday, Belize came up on top against Barbados in a 3-0 victory in El Salvador. Shendra Casemiro scored the first goal for Belize, followed by team captain Jada Brown, who scored 2 goals. While Belize's women's team did not qualify for the World Cup, coach Wayne Casemiro says the victory over Barbados shows just how much the team has grown over the last 2 months.
I spoke to the players with regards to playing with heart, and that was my main thing. I said to them, I could give them all the tactical work, all the explanation I'm going to give, but if they step on the pitch without their hearts, then the result is going to be a bad one. But if they play with their hearts, they were going to get a positive result. It's a growing process for us. So it has been a learning process for myself and the players, learning to build a family. That's why I always teach them that if they connect as a family off the field, on the field, they're going to do that. And I always tell them, we just have to work and keep getting better. That is my motto to them all the time, we get better. They have grown tremendously, and that is what I keep emphasizing to them. And if they grow as a unit, it is going to be better for them. These are young players. Most of them are under 20. So in the next couple of years, they should be better at what they're doing.
An emotional Jada Brown also took questions from the press following the game. Here is what she had to say.
I feel extremely excited, blessed, because we have had a tremendous growth, and we're here to represent our people and show that Belize does have talent. Over the past 2 months, just during our training as well, we have learned to play as a team, study other teams, and because we have learned from other teams as well, so we have learned to communicate better, to work as a team, and to be able to conquer the game. To the kids back home, not only home, but worldwide, believe in yourself, because I was once in their position where I saw other players, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to have the opportunity to play, in the World Cup. So, for the qualifying. So guys, believe in yourself, because dreams does come true, but you have to be able to work towards that dream.
Up next, have you put in your order for fresh fish? The rush is on for the Good Friday delicacy. Details when we come back.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Se garantiza que todo paciente que llega a quirófano está libre de COVID y durante su periodo de recuperación no va a tener contacto con un paciente infectado.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special Smart Stream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with Smart Stream.
Connecting people. Creating memories.
Hey guys, so here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Many people will be flocking the fish markets to purchase their fish for Good Friday. But how much will the fish cost this year? News 5's Marian Ali went looking and checked in with a food vendor for options and ways to prepare your family's Good Friday fish. Here's her report.
There will be no shortage of fish this Holy Thursday as Christians and fish lovers on a whole make that last-minute run to the fish market for their Good Friday meal. But how much will it cost you? Fisherman Oliver Sutherland says the jump in fuel prices will have a bearing on what you pay. He breaks down the difference in prices.
You see, each different fisherman we go, everybody wants to learn a different price. Because everybody wants to sell them product. For the medium size, we call plate size, we don't charge you like only boom boom. For the 10. But we charge you only 8. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Because with the watch where we deal with, because with this fuel business here, if you just remove this, you look for a cool 5 cents. You got the choice, boys, when I'm going like £1 and change to £1.
How much?
Only $10 a pound, man.
Okay. But if $10 a pound for big snappers is a bit too steep for your pocket this year, there are cheaper options in other types.
The barrow, they want fly fish, but that one fish where you could do slabs, slices. So we have to give that for only 8, 7. We have Jimmy Hine, and we also have a Grunt. Well, as I say, if you come and you're the buy for me, like call me the one captain, and you're the buy for me, I have leniency.
You may be asking, why do fishermen raise their prices at this time of year? Sutherland says it's not a fisherman's Christmas, but like most other businesses, there are peak seasons, and Easter is it for them.
The fishermen, what they have to do, they raise the price on their fish. Because remember, they're not going to see again. They have to try to see that they can have something for sustaining throughout that period of time.
Now that that has been explained, let's look at ways you can cook the fish you spent so much money on. We turn to commercial cook Chantel Renault for that bit of advice.
You could barbecue it, maybe put some vegetables inside of it, inside of foil paper, you know, stuff it in there, season it real well inside the foil paper and you grill it.
But if you're not a big fan of the grill, there are easier options.
If you have the fish fillet, you could either slice the fish fillet and you bread it, you pan fry it, just put a little bit of oil inside there, you pan fry it on both sides until it's very crispy, or you could either fry it, like deep fry the fish fillet, so you're gonna have like a nice fish chips, you know.
While fried fish is tasty, you might want yet another option if you're watching your weight. Renault offers this healthy choice.
Stuff the fish, bake it, put in your seasons, put whatever you might want on top of the fish, maybe some tomatoes, cilantro, onion, just put it on top there, you know, for flavor or garnish.
Enjoy your fish, everyone. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Adelina Polonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.